Looking to jumpstart your career or take it to the next level? Do this and not that. Today, let's look at a tale of two career paths and how one woman built an empire that has lasted for decades, and the other, well, to say the least, she's damaged her brand. Let's take a look at the path that Oprah Winfrey has forged versus the one Blake Lively is on. Hi, I'm Tracy Marshall. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a wife, mom, and grandmother. I'm also a former executive and founder of multiple organizations. But now, my job is to help you succeed by discussing the kinds of things you won't be taught in school. Let's talk about successful relationships, family, culture, and even the news. Today, we're going to talk about the very best way to get ahead in your career. But before we dive in, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. In 1987, racial tensions were high in Forsyth County, Georgia. Some residents were bragging about how it had been 75 years since a single Black resident had lived in the county. Why 75 years? Well, 75 years prior to that time, a Black man had been lynched, and the remaining Black residents left voluntarily or were forced out. So, some civil rights activists came in to stage a protest, and as you can imagine, counter-protesters, including some Klansmen, showed up, and it got ugly.
Here are just some of the images of Forsyth County in past weeks that were broadcast around the globe.
There's no here, why should they even come, you know? They asked for it. They got it, so why'd they come back, you know?
It's hard to believe that this show aired nearly 30 years ago.
A new talk show host named Oprah Winfrey, who had only been on the air for 5 months, took her show on the road for the very first time. She went into the belly of the beast and held a town hall in Forsyth County in front of an all-white audience, and she faced overt racism from a lot of members of the audience.
Somebody tell me, where did the people who come from who were shouting, "Go home"? They came from where?
Yes, ma'am. They came from, my name's Frank Shirley. I'm the head of the committee to keep Forsyth and Dawson County white.
Let him speak. Please let him speak. He has the right to speak.
Okay, the news media is covered up. There were thousands of white people that came out to join our white people's protest. This is the largest white people's protest against communism and race mixing in the last 30 years.
Oprah not only stayed calm and collected, she even insisted that the racist be allowed to speak, even though they were spewing some really vile stuff. That show should be mandatory study for every young person starting out on their career. Oprah didn't shy away from the difficult work. She ran straight to it. And then she showed incredible courage and grace under fire. In fact, her ability to go in and tackle tough subjects with courage and poise became her hallmark and actually propelled her to become one of the most influential television personalities of all time, not to mention becoming the first Black female billionaire. Let's look at another approach to building your career. So the backstory is that Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively have been all over the tabloids because of a lawsuit they're in against each other. Those two were co-stars in a movie last year called It Ends With Us, where Baldoni was also the producer. Blake Lively came out and sued Baldoni, saying he had subjected her to a hostile work environment and sexual harassment. Baldoni sued back, not only suing Blake Lively, but also her Hollywood star husband Ryan Reynolds for defamation and extortion. And both of them, over the course of time, have produced text messages allegedly proving their various points of view. And almost worse than the lawsuit is the ongoing, raging PR battle that's coming from both their camps. One of Baldoni's allegations is that Blake Lively tried to take over production of the movie, that she interfered with scripts, editing, costumes, you name it. Of course, Lively came out and vehemently denied the allegations. But then this video surfaced. It's from 2022, the Forbes Power Women's Conference.
Show up on a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, and creating creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
Lively point blank admits that when she's on a set, she needs to be more than just an actor in order to feel fulfilled. In fact, she admits that previously she has pretended when she's been auditioning for jobs to just want to be an actor, and then she gets the gig and then slowly tries to take over various things, costumes, editing, producing, exactly what Baldoni has accused her of doing. Now, some coworkers from previous jobs like Gossip Girl have even come out and accused her of allegedly being difficult to work with and using classic, mean girl tactics. I generally try to avoid celebrity gossip. I mean, it's kind of a waste of time and brain cells. And I don't know, and I don't really care what happened on the set of that movie, except this. I do care how people, especially women, approach their careers. If it's true, Blake Lively is guilty of lying, manipulating, and being super controlling. Now, those things are morally reprehensible, but if you put the morals aside for the minute and just ask, is it productive? And does that work? No. It ultimately backfires. First, there's no denying that all this press has damaged Lively's brand. In addition to the mean girl press she's getting, is there any doubt that the next producer considering her for a role is going to remember that she sued the last producer and allegedly tried to take over running the set? Sure, Blake Lively's a beautiful and talented actress, but Hollywood's full of beautiful and talented actresses, right? And who needs that drama? In fact, Lively has not only damaged her own brand, she's damaged the brand for all women in the workplace. Honestly, it's embarrassing that this approach was platformed and not called out at the so-called Power Women's Conference. Are you kidding me? This kind of approach plays exactly into the manipulating, controlling, awful stereotype that people have about women in the workplace. Lively's behavior has done nothing but set women back. Just do the work. Be excellent. And that's how more opportunities will come your way. In my own career and in the organizations I've built, I've found out that the best way to get ahead was show up and do the hard thing and let your work speak for itself. When something goes wrong, take the blame. When something goes right, pass the credit along. And forget whether it's fulfilling or not. The path to fulfillment is showing up, doing the hard work, and knowing that you've done your best at the end of the day. And truth be told, fulfillment usually doesn't come from your work anyway. It usually comes from the things, and especially the people, that you care about when you get home. At work, the point is getting the job done with excellence. That's what people notice, and that's what will get you noticed for the next better position. Don't be like Blake Lively, trying to promote yourself or trying to take the jobs you think are better or more fulfilling. You'll likely embarrass yourself and definitely damage your reputation. Be like Oprah in 1987. Be courageous. Show poise under pressure. Go to the hard places and tackle the hard jobs. And as they say, be so damn good they can't ignore you. All right, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for spending time with me. But before you go, be sure to like and subscribe, and also drop your comments below. I'd love to know what's worked for you and not worked for you in the course of your career. Also, if you have questions for me, I'd love to answer them on the next show. And remember, you can build the life you want, and you can succeed.